All right, guys. Today here on the No Offense Podcast, we do have Miss Nina Williams. If you're not familiar with who she is, you will be at the end of this interview. Like here, I always try to give the artists an opportunity to introduce themselves to the audience in a way that they feel comfortable. It's the No Offense Podcast, so sit back, chill out. We're not scripted. You know what I'm saying? You can answer, or if you decide that you don't want to answer, it's no problem.
No
But
problem.
we're just gonna try to have some fun and get to know you. Sounds like a plan?
All right. Yes, sir.
All right. I always believe every good story starts from the beginning. So let's start from where you were born and raised, if you don't mind me asking.
Ooh. Okay, so because this is a long story, I had to tell somebody this before. So I was born in Sarasota, Florida.
Okay.
Okay, I was raised in D.C. and Maryland from 4 years old to about maybe 12. Then I was back in Florida and then back up north from 13 to adult life. So I represent both Florida and Maryland, and a lot of people don't like that, but I got to. This is Florida birthed me, Maryland raised me.
There you go. There you go. I understand. Rightfully so. No, you got to show love to both sides. I definitely understand that. You said Sarasota. That's 941. I'm actually
Yeah,
from Manatee County, so I understand. You know what I'm saying.
you right there. Y'all right
Yes,
across the gate.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So as far as the climate's been so different because in Sarasota, I don't think it snowed. In Florida we don't get that much, but
Oh,
in Maryland, you might get snow
I don't miss
anytime,
it.
right?
I don't
Huh?
miss it. No, I don't miss it. I've been here 8 years now in the Tampa Bay area, and I don't miss the layers and the okay, I do, but I don't want to live in it. You
Mm,
understand what I'm saying? I don't want to layer up 3 layers of clothes. I don't want to scrape ice and snow off the car before I go to work. I don't want to do that no more.
you making me
So
cold just saying that.
yeah, I'm loving being a Florida baby. That's fine.
Yes, ma'am. And at what age did you discover you know, that you could sing? Well, what age did you discover, that you liked music? Let me put it that way, and then we'll get into you singing.
Man, that's a hard question. I mean, as a kid, you hear music, like even, being around other adults, you hear the music, you vibe with them. And whatever it is that they instill around you or in you, music has always been a part of my father's side of the family, as well as my mom's too, because my great grandfather actually made a couple of gospel songs on my mom's side. But being in my father's side of the family, the Williams side, they are music. If you know my family in Sarasota, the Williams family, they all of them do something pertaining to music. So it was always around me from birth. Like they said, one of my uncles who's deceased now, rest in peace, Uncle Bobby, that he told my mom that he heard me singing at 2 years old. I was singing to my doll babies. I was sitting in the corner singing to my dolls. And he said, that girl gonna be a singer one day. My mother told me this. She was like, he said that, and I was like, oh, she just playing with her dolls. I said, oh, he was speaking into the future. He just ain't know it.
Mm-hmm. See,
So since I could talk, I've been singing. Like, it's music is a part of me. It's from generation and generation. It's in my bloodline, my genetic makeup. Like, it's what I was born with it.
that's good to hear. Who are some of the singers? I know you said you come from a very musical family, anyway, so I'm sure at some point, they might have been part of your inspiration as well. But who are some of the singers that you might have listened to, growing up? Whether your parents had it on, or whether it was your favorites, or
Oh, growing up, oh my God. Okay, so I got to get this to my mom. See, because my father's side was mostly Christian and my grandfather and everything. So it was like you got a little bit of secular music if you caught your uncle, on his late night moves. But other than that, it was mostly gospel. But it was my mom that introduced me into R&B. And oh man, I can remember the little spin table and Anita Baker.
mm,
I love her because of my mom. And Anita Baker, the Patti LaBelle's, the oh man, Tina Turner. What? Tina was my girl. You can tell me Tina wasn't family to me. That was my
hey,
girl. Yes. Um, I mean, I can those are the queens. Those are the old schools.
yes, ma'am.
But going into my teenage years, it was Like in the 2000s, it was like Monica, Brandy, you got Deborah Cox, like I love all the greats coming up. So yeah, if they can sing, I like
Facts,
them.
facts.
I sing.
So what was your your first time recording? Was that experience what you thought it would be, or how did you get into that particular situation?
My very first time ever being in a studio setting was when I was 12 years old. I was in Sarasota, Florida, and I always was a part in any of my school programs. I was always in every talent show. Once they found out I could sing, I was in everything. So I never missed anything that was happening. And they had me set up to sing. This was when The Lion King came out, and I had to do Simba's part.
Oh.
And I'm gonna be a mighty king, so enemies beware. So I had to sing that, right? They had me actually go into a recording booth and record my part, and that was my first experience, like hearing my own voice play back to me, and it took me a while because I used to not I still fight with this sometimes, and I heard a lot of other artists like Mary J, which is the queen. Like I've heard a lot of other artists say the same thing. They don't really care to hear themselves. Like they don't like to hear themselves too much. And I'm just getting into liking to hear my own recorded voice without cringing or saying, "Oh, I sung that part wrong." We're our worst critics. So y'all might hear it as gold, but I'll find something wrong with it. So
Hey,
yeah, like but that was amazing at 12 to be able to have that opportunity. Yeah.
when the first time I know you said that once they found out you could sing, and they had you in the talent shows and things like that. How did you feel? The first time you took a stage versus like now, if you were to go on to perform, is it the same? Is it
Yes.
different?
The butterflies never go away. The anxiety never goes away. Um, I'm always, like coaching myself before jumping on stage. It's always like, okay, Nina, you gonna do this? Let's go. Bitch, get it together. Excuse me, can I cuss? Bitch, get it together.
Absolutely, this is a no offense podcast, yes, ma'am.
Get it together. Let's go. Put on a show. Like they came to see you. Do it. And I've performed in front of some really, really big crowds. Coming up along, like I said, I always was in everything. I always was the national anthem performer at talent shows and baseball games and stuff. I was always the one called on. I even got a chance to perform when I was younger too on the news there in Sarasota. I don't know if you're familiar with what they call the purple cow. You know what I'm talking about? They call it the purple cow.
Yes, I know. I know what you're referring to. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, that theater there. The actor Ben Vereen that played Chicken George on Roots. Yes. He's actually a Broadway performer. So I actually had a chance to perform a song that I actually wrote at 12 years old for him on the news at the Purple Cow in Sarasota. So that was another major move at a young age. But I've always been front and center. So it's like I still, no matter from being a little girl all the way into my adult life, I still, right before that moment, I have that, oh my God, what if I mess up? Oh my God, and I'm sure every artist goes through that, But yeah, it gets easier.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. What were you saying?
No, I was saying it gets easier because you become more confident as you go along, but you never get rid of the bubble guts. You never get rid of the nerves and the anxiousness. It's like the confidence gets better, but you still have that, oh my God, anything can happen. Anything can go wrong. I can trip. I can fall. I can hit a note wrong. Anything is, able to go wrong. So you always have that feeling until you get out there, and then it's like when things start looking, it's going. Okay, I got this. I zone out. I zone out anyway. Once I get on it, it's like what Beyonce said, Sasha Fierce. I become a whole nother Nina.
It takes over, huh?
Yeah.
The purple cow, if I'm not mistaken, are you referring to? I think it's it's down on kind of like off of Fruitville and 41, right?
It's a big
Is that what
purple
you're referring
theater.
to?
It's a big theater. It's
Yeah,
but the building is purple.
near the
It's
water.
like near the water. Yep.
Yep,
Yep.
yep. Okay. Yes,
That's and
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I just remember as a kid them calling it the purple cow.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Well, no, that's certainly awesome that you had those experiences growing up, to help especially hone your talent and skill. So you already knew as a as a young child that you wanted to pursue a career in music, or was it always that way, or did at some point you find yourself wanting to do something else, or has it pretty much straight been I'm chasing
I
this career of.
I always, like I said, I always sung. So it
Mhm.
wasn't like, I think I thought in my mind, hey, I'm already doing it. I don't think I was
Gotcha.
looking for like, I want to be an artist or I'm gonna be a star one day, or like I don't ever remember planning or saying that as a kid, or you know what I mean. It was just like, oh, that's the girl Nina who know how to sing. She'll sing if
Gotcha.
you know. And I just always put myself in positions like singing at weddings and funerals and church services and leading praise and worship. My grandfather was an apostle in Sarasota, so I was always front and center at church, singing in front of people at church. That's another reason why I was able to break that whole being shy thing, because he gonna put you up front. He know you his grandbaby and you can sing. Oh, I'm
Yes,
gonna have my
ma'am.
granddaughter come on up here and sing us a song, and you be like, granddaddy, I don't get nothing from it. So all that being shy and scared, get on up here.
She ain't gonna let them know. Miss Williams, what would you say would be the top five songs that you like to sing? I know we all like to, hear nice music, but as a singer yourself, what are some of the top five songs that you might like to sing?
Let's see. Um, and I am telling you, I don't know if that's the actual title, but I've always sung that song. Probably not knowing the title of it, but and I am telling you the Jennifer Hudson version. I can blow that. I love that song. Um, Monica, Why I Love You So Much. Um, Mary J's You Are My Everything, and what's the other one? Oh my god. Oh my god, it's so hard to do this. I get like writers, singers block of it. um, oh my god. Deborah Cox, How Did You Get Here? Nobody's or Nobody. Um, how many is that?
No, yeah, I think you got. I think you got them. I think you got them. What's your most requested? What's your most requested song? What's that one that everybody, all your friends, be like, oh yeah, she can sing. Wait till you hear her sing. What's that? What's that one that they think you sing all the time?
Oh Lord. It'll be the Jennifer Hudson,
Yeah.
and I'm telling you, yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Put me on the spot. Honestly, though, it depends on what crowd I'm with.
mm,
Okay, because if I'm with a different crowd, like it'll be His Eyes on the Sparrow.
okay. Okay.
Yeah. Some people want me to sing gospel. Some people, they want the R&B side of me. But I get that a lot, and I won't complain. Yep.
I won't complain, man. That right there, man.
That's the
That's
song
the.
you woo. We having a moment.
Yeah, yeah. You gotta feel. You definitely feel the spirit when when they do that right, man. You gonna definitely feel something move within you. So, what are maybe some saying some things that maybe inspire your career as far as I know we all have those days where we don't feel like getting out of bed or it's not the best of times. What are those things that work to inspire that inspire you to keep going?
My What inspires me on a daily basis to keep going is my children. I have children, so I have somebody else outside of me that I'm building and doing what I'm doing for. Um, and it's about me, but it's not about me.
Mm,
So there is no giving up. There is no I'm not. I let me just leave it alone. I'm a person who I'll keep on trying. I would have to literally hit rock bottom for me to just say, okay, this is not working. And I'm talking about to the point where I can't get back up because I'm a fighter. Okay, they might be the Taurus in me. I don't know, but I'm a fighter, and I don't give up too easily. So, you probably hear my children in the background. Hopefully, they don't come making noise. You might hear them unalive each other in the background. It's okay.
Hey, it's all love. We completely understand. We understand your artist, but you're a mom. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just how it is. Speaking of which, if there was a message that you want, that you could make sure that you pass along, if anybody was to come across your path and want to know like what's some of the life jewels that you might be able to drop them, being a person in your position, and maybe save them some time or help better their future. What are some messages that you would leave for them?
Well, number one, work hard. Anything that you want, it ain't gonna come easy all the time. It's not just gonna be rocking your lap all the time. It takes blood, sweat, tears, tireless nights, commitment, and something to motivate you, like you just asked me. It takes that inner motivation. You have to be able to motivate yourself and encourage yourself when you're at your weakest moments, when things you just invested all of this money into something and it just fell apart, didn't go the way you wanted it to, and now you got to start from scratch. If you want it bad, keep going. Don't stop. Always keep that fight. That's the first thing I would say. Next thing is stay positive and keep positive energies and people around you. Discard negative people, negative things from your circle, your personal circle. I know we can't always, we can't always avoid it because we live in this world. It's all around us. It's always somebody trying to attach themselves that may not be positive, But use discernment and try your best to stay in a positive circle with people who speak positivity and that believe what you believe. Meaning, like, if you bring forth this thought or this dream and you say, I want to run for this, you don't want somebody that's going to speak down or speak against it. They speak it into the atmosphere against your blessing or your dream or your goal. You know what I'm saying? And so keep a positive circle and a positive mindset. And just be yourself. Be authentic. Never try to be somebody you're not. You have to be authentic. And a lot of times in the artist world, we try to mimic. I'm not gonna say me, but because I've always been Nina, baby. I ain't gonna never. You can't do Nina like Nina do Nina, baby. Okay, yes, it's all fun. Anyhow, but a lot of artists have a tendency to try and mimic, other artists, or because they feel like, well, such and such made it doing this, maybe I should try to do that and see if I can, get the same energy or the same pool. Thanks. Everybody ain't got the same walk. Everybody don't got the same journey. You understand what I'm saying? So what worked for him or her might not work for you. Thanks. You know what I mean? And let's not forget the favor of God. Everybody ain't got that. You know what I'm saying? Favor. Amen. I'm a firm believer. Favor ain't fair, baby. Amen. With God, all things are possible. I'm glad that you spoke on the fact about being unique, because one thing I heard about, like, as you were naming those different singers that you heard, it sounds like you remember an era where people had a unique sound about their voice. Like when you hear a certain song, you knew immediately who that singer was, and it was that singer. It wasn't 3 or 4 different people to choose from who have the same sound. In today's time, it seems like that has changed dramatically. It's not about having like that sound anymore. There it is. As an artist, how do you feel? As a creator of art, how does that? What's your standpoint on that? Say it one more time for me. a little bit of static coming through. Say it one more time.
I'm getting the static as well. I'm sorry. I wish I knew what was happening. But no, I was saying in today's music world, it seems like we have a category of a sound versus like a certain artist that has their own sound. What's your approach to that, or how does that change the way that we create music nowadays versus like some of the artists that we used to listen to, such as the Monica, the Brandys, Anita Bakers, and all these people that have their own sound and bring their own sound to the table?
I honestly, when you listen to my music, I'm giving you straight Nina. I don't want to sound like nobody else. It goes back to what I said earlier. I don't want to sound like nobody else, and it honestly irks my nerves when I turn the radio on and everybody sounds alike so much. So I can't. I be asking my daughter, "Is that SZA or who's that? Oh, is that what's the name? Oh, dang, I thought that was her. She sounds just like her." I'm from an era where, like you said, you turn that on, that's Patty, that's Anita, that's Monica, that's Brandy. Even Monica and Brandy, they were right there neck and neck with each other, but you knew who was who. They did not try to mimic each other or sound alike. There was no set sound, and I don't know. Maybe it'll come back. Maybe I'm gonna bring it back. Who knows?
Hey, there you go. There you go. That's definitely a train I could definitely get on. And it sounds like a lot of those artists that you were naming. I'm a '90s baby. That's my music. So, that's when you were naming those different artists. I'm like, yeah, I know what you mean. Like we come from the era where you're here, like sitting up in my room, and you would, like you said, as soon as the track would come on, even if it was something new that you hadn't heard, if you give it the first verse, you could tell whose voice it was, and you knew it was their unique new music that was out. You was like, oh, that must be Brandy's music. You know what I'm saying? But now, because of similar sounds, it's like you said, kind of, it's like people find a sound that's doing well, and they try to emulate that sound to the point that you don't even know who's saying it, or and I mean, when it's poorly done. I don't know if artists realize they're basically advertising for the person who did the original, because once people hear that one track that sticks, then they hear the other songs that sound like the track that sticks. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like unless you happen to be that powerhouse that comes and redoes it, like like you singing Whitney. Not everybody can touch Whitney. You can't touch Whitney. So if you're gonna do it, you gotta have that oomph to do it, and it's gotta be in a way that makes people remember you. And I've heard you sing like before it went off, and man, I have no doubt that once people hear you, they're like, oh, that girl Nina, she got it. You know what I'm saying? She's definitely got that voice.
Speaking on that, I actually am getting ready to venture into doing covers. Because I'm fairly new in this artist business. It's only been maybe over a year that I started as an artist. Outside of just being Nina, who knows how to sing and who has gotten into different, avenues of singing. As an artist and taking it professionally, actually recording and writing and putting money and investing into this work, it's only been about a year and a half. But I want to make sure I'm bringing my music and my style out, but I also want to show who influenced or what music, like I was just naming the 2000 era. I think my vibe is a 2000s vibe. 90s to 2000s is my style of music. And I'm going to go ahead and pull on some of that era, because I don't really feel like a lot of people are doing that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start doing my cover reels and just getting them out there, and doing a couple of covers maybe once or twice a month, putting them out, and just sharing my voice outside of Nina the artist. People want to hear that sometimes. They love to hear somebody sing their favorite song, or music is nostalgic. It brings back memories and thoughts, so
it's nothing like hearing, like you said, somebody sing your favorite song from your favorite artist that you don't hear on the radio no more. You got to go play that thing on a playlist to get that feeling, that vibe. So,
Yes, man.
so I'm going to be jumping out there with my cover rate, but I'm still going to be bringing authentic Nina's music into the mix as well.
I can't wait, Nina. I can't wait. Especially if you're bringing that love back. Because one thing I've said, it seems like in today's music, we really don't have that love element like we used to. But the R&B, man, that's why I love it being R&B, is because that's what it does. It pushes that love back into the music, man, and people really relate to that, So we're definitely on the lookout for. Speaking of which, your single, I'm tired. What inspired the single, and where can they pick that up? If you, I know it's out now, but just so they can hear that from you.
I'm tired came from a place of being tired. Past relationships, past hurts. I'm learning to, when I start writing, I'm learning to pull from the emotions of past thoughts or feelings and things like that, because I feel like whatever that artist puts, whatever energy that artist puts into that song, that's what people feel when they turn it on. So when you listen to I'm Tired, you hear the pain in my voice, you hear the sadness in the song, the anger, the anxiousness, you hear it, and I'm singing it aggressively because I want this person to know I am tired. I am fed up. You know what I mean? And who hasn't had a relationship like that? Like, I really felt like when I wrote this song, that song anybody can identify with that. I don't care if it was a mother, daughter, son and father, a girlfriend and boyfriend, you know what I'm saying? A friendship, anything, a job. I'm tired. You know what I mean?
Yes, ma'am.
It identified with many things and many venues, and I really, really just wanted to share that emotion. You know what I mean? Because people need songs that they can go to when they're having certain emotions.
I completely agree. It's nothing like turning on that track that sings the emotion that you're feeling inside and feel like you're relating to something. So I definitely commend you on the track. It's an awesome track. Definitely, guys, make sure you go to YouTube and run them up now. Go there, run out the video. It's an awesome video. Speaking of which, I never let us leave without getting information from our amazing artist, Miss Nina Williams. If you can, go ahead and let them know where they can find you on all platforms so they can continue to follow you and join the fan base as it grows.
You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok under Nina Williams with a Z. On Instagram, though, it'll be under Nina Williams with a Z and the number 11. So, hey, come through. I recently just had my page hacked. They took my page from me. I had to start from scratch. Y'all come through and show your girls some love. Let's get my follows back up, and so I can just share this gift with the world. I'm ready. I got some new music I'm getting ready to drop in the next month or so. Do videos. I've done a lot of features last year with different local artists, rap artists. So I got a couple of those videos that I have to go and do with those artists. More features coming, singles, features, EPs, interviews. Man, just stay tuned. You got to follow me so you can see it. I don't want y'all to miss it.
There it is. Miss Nina Williams, we thank you again for allowing us some time to sit down and get to know you today. We're big fans. We're going to continue to watch your journey to success. And on the way there, we wish you nothing but love, peace, and happiness. Now you take care, okay?
Yes, sir. Peace. God be easy.
Peace now.
All right.